Wait, from the top? Good evening. With your newscast, also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7, I am Jaden Gamis. If you're active on social media, you may have seen a viral video circulating on Sunday night showing a vehicle engulfed in flames near the Orange Walk bypass. According to authorities, the incident appears to be connected to a traffic accident. According to the Orange Walk police, the department is currently investigating a hit and run that resulted in a vehicle being set ablaze. The incident reportedly took place shortly after 11 p.m. on May 4th, involving a red Toyota Tacoma and a parked Ford F-150 at the intersection of Progreso and San Francisco streets. Initial reports state that the Tacoma collided with the parked truck and then fled the scene. Traffic officers managed to track the fleeing vehicle by following an oil spill left along the roadway, which eventually led them to the bypass area. There, they discovered the pickup truck completely consumed by flames. Authorities suspect that the collision may have caused the Tacoma's front wheel to blow out. Despite this, the person behind the wheel continued driving. Now, this action more than likely created sparks that ignited the vehicle. In order to not be caught, cops believe the driver abandoned the burning pickup and has not yet been identified. The police are continuing their investigation into the incident, working to determine the exact circumstances and the identity of the driver. We have an update tonight on a disturbing report of San Lazaro village that previously raised concerns of a kidnapping, assaulting, and a robbery involving a 59-year-old woman. As we reported, Imelda Castaneda told the police that on April 27th, two individuals known to her allegedly forced her into her vehicle, took her to Oak Creek Village, and later assaulted and robbed her of $700 along with her cell phone, leaving her injured. However, authorities now say the case will not be pursued further. According to investigators, additional statements and video evidence collected have shifted the course of the investigation. Police indicate that new information effectively negates the allegations made, and as a result, no charges will be brought in connection with the matter. In a strategic move to bolster resilience and changing climate patterns, the Briceño administration has initiated an early response system to shield its agricultural sector from an anticipated prolonged drought. This effort, announced yesterday, involves a coordinated partnership between the Belize government, the United Nations World Food Programme, the WFP, the Ministry of Agriculture, Food Security and Enterprise, and the National Meteorological Service. The initiative specifically targets vulnerable farmers in the districts of Orange Walk, Corozal, and Cayo, regions forecasted to experience the most severe impacts of the coming dry spell. The Anticipatory Action, the AA, mechanism is the first of its kind in the country. It aims to provide early assistance to farmers and at risks of crop failure due to insufficient rain. Selected farmers will receive financial aid upfront, enabling them to acquire essential drought mitigation supplies such as water storage tanks, drought-resistant seeds, or irrigation equipment. Mr. Henry Charles Usher, Belize's Minister of Disaster Risk Management, emphasized the importance of this collaborative effort in a recent statement, highlighting Belize's commitment to using science and data to protect its most vulnerable populations from the increasing threats posed by climate change.
Out the collaboration.
Now, the role of the National Met Service was to utilize the data that was available to them, or is available to them, analyze it and make a prediction as to what they believe will be an extended drought. So this anticipatory action mechanism is being triggered now, and it is to assist farmers in three districts, Orange Walk, Corozal, and Cayo, They will receive assistance ahead of the prolonged drought, as is anticipated, and it is in the form of a cash advance, which can be used as the release speaks to, I believe, water storage equipment, irrigation supplies, even drought-tolerant seeds. So the assessment and the determination of the farmers that will be part of this program was done by the World Food Program before, and these are the farmers that will be targeted, the small farmers that will be assisted with this anticipatory action cash advance. Farming on a whole is a risky endeavor, and every farmer can tell you that they are at the whims of Mother Nature. And sometimes you have prolonged drought, sometimes you have too much rain, you have flooding, etc. So we have to provide as much data as possible, and we have to be able to get that information in the best possible way to our farmers. This is just a continued collaboration that we've had with our partners internationally and locally to make sure that we can get the information, analyze the information, and disseminate that information to our farmers. In terms of trends, this year we're expecting a longer than usual drought because of the weather patterns that we're seeing both in the Atlantic and in the Pacific. And this is a reason why we decided to go this route, to be able to have our farmers, especially our small farmers, prepared for the season.
How long is the drought expected to last?
Well, it's just a prediction, but it would be longer than what was originally thought. Of course, you know, we're 26 days away, more or less, from the hurricane season. So we have to start to be prepared for that. But it seems that the extended heat and extended drought will continue.
The AA mechanism is the culmination of nearly 2 years of collaborative research and planning between Belize's meteorological agencies, agricultural authorities, and WFP experts. It exemplifies a forward-thinking approach that combines scientific data and climate forecasts to prevent disasters rather than merely respond to them. This initiative gains added relevance amid the current El Niño Southern Oscillation, ENCO, and SO conditions, which have increased the likelihood of El Niño development by mid-year. Now, historically, El Niño episodes tend to exacerbate drought conditions, especially in the northern and western Belize, putting additional pressure on resources and threatening food security for small-scale farmers. Enhancing the use of climate data, the partnership also aims to improve early warning systems and ensure timely dissemination of alerts to farmers and relative authorities. Efforts include refining forecast interpretations, strengthening communication channels, and integrating climate information into strategic decision-making. The successful establishment of Belize's AA framework has been supported by generous contributions from WFP's international partners, including Canada, Ireland, the United States, and the European Union. Their backing has been crucial in providing the resources and technical expertise needed to implement this innovative climate resilience strategy. During Friday's Labor Day Union Rally organized by the NTUCB, Public Service Union President Dean Flowers targeted the Belize Mayors Association and its president, Corozal Mayor Rigoveus, over reports that they have been lobbying over a pension plan or severance package for mayors. Flowers questioned the timing and priorities of such a proposal, emphasizing that it starkly contrasts with the struggles faced by municipal workers across the country. According to Flowers, the Belize Mayors Association, led by Corozal Mayor Rigoveus, has launched a public campaign demanding a pension, a comfortable retirement package for themselves after years of service. In response, Veos has clarified that the pension proposal was merely a suggestion discussed in a meeting and not a priority.
Zoom this evening.
Like many other topics, when we have Mayors Association meeting, we discuss many other things, many different things. And when it comes to that particular topic, it was mentioned by certain mayors, but none ever materialized from it. I mean, we have not demand anything. We have not made any formal requests. It was a simple discussion, like many other discussions we have. I don't think it's a priority for the mayors right now to even think or be demanding for anything like that. No, we have our priorities straight, and which is continue to have a good relationship with our people, continue to work extremely hard, as all municipalities are doing right now. That is our main priority.
But do you think that his criticisms are valid, that just by having the discussion, just that this being in the realm of possibility is contradictory to how workers in these various municipalities are being treated?
Well, I am sure that, no disrespect to Mr. Flowers, but I am sure that he's trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. No, so everyone is entitled to their belief. What I can guarantee you is that we have never made a formal request or anything that is attached to pensions for mayor. The truth is, all workers have a right to join a union and work with a union. I am no one to say you can't or you can. That's a choice that has to be made by individual workers. I would never block off anybody from wanting to join the union, because that's their own right, their own responsibility, if that's what they choose to do. So I don't see myself. It did shock me, because they had invited me to be a guest speaker at their event, and I went. And I felt good that they invited me, and felt good that I could have been or was a guest speaker. So it did shock me for him to say that I block any workers. Like I said, that's a right of a worker, and I would never intervene. I would never stand in between. If any worker wants to join the union, they can do it. That's their choice. I can't stop that.
Coming up next, shooting unfolds in broad daylight along the Philip Golson Highway. Stay tuned.
My name is Dr. Rosita Jimenez, and I'm a general laparoscopic surgeon. We have just finished an emergency appendectomy, and we're now moving on to our second operating theater for our laparoscopic gallbladder staining. Basically, this is very easy to diagnose. Simple abdominal ultrasound or a pan-abdominal ultrasound can give us the diagnosis. Laparoscopic gallbladder removal surgeries, 90 to 80% of the time, are done due to gallstones. However, there are other conditions like tumors, malfunctioning of the gallbladder, that also are reasons to get a laparoscopic surgery. We also have an amazing CT scan and X-ray unit who work hand in hand with our doctors. Instruments used in laparoscopic surgery are chokers like these. It makes it easy for us to do the surgery through these entry ports. The recovery process is excellent. And basically, within a week, you are back up, ready to do your job, your daily life activity, like if you hadn't had this surgery.
When speed matters, every second counts. Get ahead with ExpressNet. Fast, reliable, ready when you are.
From Belize to Mexico, the journey of football's greatest moments will unite nations. Mexico, the only country to host the World Cup 3 times, 1970, 1986, and now in 2026, you can be a part of the game with Centaur. We're sending you and a friend to experience the opening of the World Cup firsthand. 2 tickets, flights, 3-night stay, and daily cash. One incredible opportunity. How to enter? Sign up for one of our new Express Plus bundles. Remember, faster speeds mean more entries. Existing customers, keep your account at 0 balance or pay in advance to be eligible. Plus, engage with us on social media for even more chances to win. The 2026 World Cup in Mexico awaits. Don't just watch, be part of it and score big with Centaur.
The haters might think the Rebels have run out of steam, but the mighty Green Machine has more than enough to keep running this league. Your running Rebels are focused on trampling the competition, and next up to get ran over are some Trojans. And there's nothing that can protect them because the Rebels are stronger than ever. Friday, May 8th is the date for another epic clash featuring the hometown heroes, the Pelican Orange Walk Running Rebels and the Belmopan Trojans inside the Orange Walk Multi-Purpose Complex. Gates open at 7 p.m. Tip-off at 9 p.m. Rebels Nation, let's remind this league just how powerful we are. We are Rebel Nation, yeah. Orange Walk to the bone. Sponsors are Pelican, Arm & Hammer, ASR, BSI, Verificadora La Popular, Premier Duty Free, Neo People, German Vega & Sons, Orange Walk Town Council, Capital Point Imports, SP Group Limited, Softtech Communications, Total Tools Belize, Racina's Imports, Atlantic Bank, ICB, Mechas, Old River Bar and Grill, Honorable John Briseño, Lebanon Riverside Retreat, Bats Landing, High Five Nightclub, Ridgeline, Caribbean Tire.
A brazen shooting incident unfolded this afternoon along the northern highway in Belize City, leaving motorists shaking and authorities investigating. Reports indicate that shortly after 3 p.m., a mid-sized SUV was seen pursuing a car near mile 4 of the highway. Eyewitnesses say the SUV pulled alongside the vehicle, at which point a gunman leaned out from the passenger side and fired multiple shots at the driver. More than a dozen shots were reportedly heard during the attack. The targeted vehicle subsequently veered off the road and overturned. The occupants of the vehicle were identified as Hubert Baptist and Eric Fraser, both known figures in the old capital. Their condition has not yet been confirmed. However, reports indicate that they were both injured to varying degrees. The Belize Ministry of Health and Wellness is currently exploring the possibilities of prohibiting Red Top, a widely available alcoholic beverage, amid rising concerns over alcohol-related health issues. This potential ban has sparked significant national debate following an announcement last week by Minister of Health and Wellness Kevin Bernard. Yesterday, Minister Karim Musa shared his perspective on the matter. Although he refrained from explicitly endorsing a ban, instead, Mr. Musa emphasized the importance of implementing a taxation strategy for such alcoholic products.
I would be lying if I didn't say I see the damage caused by Red Top in our country by alcohol on a whole. It's not just Red Top. I think at the very least it should be taxed. It shouldn't be so accessible and so cheap. So that's something, because we are reviewing right now tax laws. That is something that I should see as in tax, in my opinion.
The ministry's consideration of banning red top is part of a broader efforts to address alcohol abuse and its impact on public health in Belize. The story of 3-year-old Raquel Quinones continues to resonate with many in Orange Walk. The toddler lost her hearing following a series of medical procedures, leaving her family facing an unexpected and a life-changing challenge. Her mother, Abigail Pat, has remained determined in her fight to restore Raquel's hearing. That journey is now closer to a breakthrough, as Raquel has been offered the opportunity to undergo specialized surgery in Texas, USA. Before that can happen, however, Raquel must first complete 2 required medical tests in Merida, Mexico. The cost for those procedures and related expenses is estimated at $3,000, which the family is currently working to raise. Despite the financial hurdle, Pat remains hopeful as she continues pushing forward to give her daughter a chance to hear again.
Ahorita quiero ver si puedo hacer un fundraising para ella porque la cirugía de mi bebé es 40,000 US, que son $80,000 la cirugía beliceño. Pero ahorita pues yo mandé su aplicación de ella en Texas, donde me dijeron, pero todavía me falta un examen acá en Mérida, que ese examen me sale $2,000. Y ahorita pues es lo que estoy tratando de buscar, la ayuda para que yo pueda recaudar fondos de por lo menos $3,000, porque yo tengo que viajar hasta allí y hacerlo. Y tengo que hacer ese examen y tengo otro examen que se le tiene que hacer a ella para ya acabar con esto, con este cosas de ella. Pues solo quieren que yo le haga eso y le haga el otro examen que es para antes de la cirugía, que se va a tener que hacer ahorita para que se vaya todos los exámenes ahí. Porque yo ya hice scan acá, todo ya se mandó esos papeles, así que ahora solo falta que esos mismos doctores que le van a hacer eso se lo manden allí. Y una vez que se lo manden, pues ya no tengo nada que solo esperar que ellos me digan, traiga a la niña, y ellos me van a mandar una carta a mí, porque es lo que me dijeron, me van a mandar una carta a mí para que yo pueda sacar la visa para poder viajar a Texas a llevar a la niña.
Okay, eso después de que ya lo consiga, va a tener que conseguir para llevarla.
Sí, voy a tener que conseguir para mi visa y para poder, yo lo único que estoy buscando es para ese examen, porque de verdad les digo, yo ya me cansé de estar rogando, pidiendo, suplicando a la gente que me entiendan y que me ayuden, pero a veces digo, lo que voy a hacer es terminar con ese examen y después de ahí yo voy a empezar a ver si puedo hacer mis ventas yo propia, hacer mi barbecue sale para ir juntando un dinero para cuando ellos me digan, ya puede usted venir para a hacer la cirugía a la niña, yo saco mi visa y saco la de ella y viajo a Texas, porque ahí según el muchacho que operaron a sus 2 hijos, él me comentó que ahí en Texas te dan todo para que tú quedes ahí hasta que la niña ya esté, que ya vaya evolucionando bien su implantes, me van a dejar que yo regrese, pero cada año voy a tener que estar viajando a Texas para que se le haga lo que le hace su mantenimiento al implante.
As the family works tirelessly to gather the needed funds, they are appealing to the generosity of the public. Anyone willing to donate to Raquel's medical expenses can do so by contacting her mother directly at the phone number 620-6450. Once more, 620-6450. There is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
My name is Dr. Rosita Jimenez, and I'm a general laparoscopic surgeon. We have just finished an emergency appendectomy, and we're now moving on to our second operating theater for our laparoscopic gallbladder screening. Basically, this is very easy to diagnose. Simple abdominal ultrasound or a pan-abdominal ultrasound can give us the diagnosis. Laparoscopic gallbladder removal surgeries, 90 to 80% of the time, are done due to gallstones. However, there are other conditions like tumors, malfunctioning of the gallbladder that also are reasons to get a laparoscopic surgery. We also have an amazing CT scan and X-ray unit who work hand in hand with our doctors. Instruments used in laparoscopic surgery are chokers like these. It makes it easy for us to do the surgery through these entry ports. The recovery process is excellent. And basically, within a week, you are back up, ready to do your job, your daily life activity, like if you hadn't had this surgery.
From Belize to Mexico, the journey of football's greatest moments will unite nations. Mexico, the only country to host the World Cup 3 times, 1970, 1986, and now in 2026, you can be a part of the game with Centaur. We're sending you and a friend to experience the opening of the World Cup firsthand. 2 tickets, flights, 3-night stay, and daily cash. One incredible opportunity. How to enter? Sign up for one of our new Express Plus bundles. Remember, faster speeds mean more entries. Existing customers, keep your account at 0 balance or pay in advance to be eligible. Plus, engage with us on social media for even more chances to win. The 2026 World Cup in Mexico awaits. Don't just watch, be part of it and score big with Centaur.
From whiskeys and wines to elegantly crafted cocktails. Paired with charcuterie boards and perfectly seasoned steak bites, and much more. Perfect for celebrations, quiet nights, and every special occasion in between. 7 Notes Wine and Spirits, where every sip hits the right note.
When speed matters, every second counts. Get ahead with ExpressNet. Fast, reliable, ready when you are.
They got so much things to say right now. They got so much things to say.
The way some people are talking you'd never know, but the most blatant nepotism and fleecing of BTL took place under UDP when Dean Barrow was Prime Minister. Barrow placed his son Anwar on BTL's board in 2009 as soon as he nationalized the company, which would eventually cost Belizeans almost $650 million for shares barely worth $200 million. By 2014, Anwar was appointed executive chairman with extravagant salary and perks. Under him, BTL spent wildly on ventures that did not materialize and never brought any returns. Under the Barrows, BTL's profits plummeted from $38 million in 2009 to $17 million in 2019, and $10 million in 2020, as the company hardly paid dividends to government and people of Belize. Anwar Barrow has no moral authority to talk about BTL, as it was under his nepotistic rule, appointed by his father, that BTL was most blatantly fleeced.
They got so much things to say right now. They got so much things to say.
Honorable Henry Charles Usher, Minister of the Public Service and Disaster Risk Management, engaged in discussions with a high-ranking delegation from Cuba's Minister of Science, Technology and Environment, SITMA, during an official visit to Belize from May 1st to the 5th of 2026. The meeting took place at the National Emergency Management Organization, the NEMO headquarters in Belmopan, and it aimed to reinforce the ongoing partnership between NEMO and SITMA. Building on existing collaborations, the talks concentrated on enhancing bilateral efforts in disaster risk reduction, climate resilience, and technical cooperation. Participants explored the development of a support program between Belize and Cuba, alongside an exchange initiative designed to bolster institutional technical capacity. Both parties agreed to review a draft concept note for a joint project and discuss the possibility of Belizean officials visiting Cuba to deepen collaborative efforts. The discussions also emphasized the exchange of expertise in early warning systems, hazard monitoring, and disaster preparedness. There was particular interest in standardizing hazard analysis and risk assessment at the municipal level, improving vulnerability assessments, and incorporating climate change considerations into future planning and development strategies. Now, additionally, the meeting covered the potential deployment of Cuban technical specialists to assist with training, capacity building, and knowledge sharing activities in Belize. An exchange of information regarding NEMO's National Work Program and current disaster risk management initiatives was also part of the dialogue. Minister Usher highlighted the importance of such partnerships, noting that they are essential for strengthening Belize's resilience and enhancing its capacity to prepare for and respond to emergencies effectively. The Cuban delegation was led by First Deputy Minister Rudy Montero Mata and included key officials such as Barbara Calcedo Cuba, Director General of Economics and Human Resources, Serafino Julio Sataneren Suarez, Director of the Office of International Funds and Projects Management, and Pedro Julio Ruiz Hernandez, Specialist in the Directorate of International Relations. Representatives represent at the meeting also included Rolando Cetina, Chief Executive Officer of the Ministry of the Public Service and Disaster Risk Management, and Daniel Mendez, National Emergency Coordinator of NEMO. This engagement reaffirmed the strong and enduring relationship between Belize and Cuba, with both nations expressing a shared commitment to deepening cooperation in disaster risk reduction and the Sustainable Development Initiatives. The Ministry of Agriculture, Food Security and New Growth Industries has announced a slight decrease in the controlled prices for liquefied petroleum gas, LPG, which are set to take effect on Wednesday, May 6th of 2026, following adjustments in acquisition costs. According to the Supply Controls Unit, the SCU, the updated pricing structure reflects the sale of LPG by volume at the wholesale level and by volume and weight at the retail level, applying to both urban and rural areas across the country. At the import wholesale level, the controlled price has been set at $4.57 per gallon for all districts, including Belize, Cayo, Orange Walk, Corozal, Stan Creek, and Toledo. For retail price sales in urban areas, LPG will be sold at $1.41 per pound, equivalent to $6.17 per gallon. In major towns and cities such as Belize City, Belmopan, San Ignacio, Benqueveo del Carmen, Orange Walk Town, Corozal Town, Dangriga, and Punta Gorda. In rural areas nationwide, the controlled retail price has been set slightly higher at $1.43 per pound or $6.27 per gallon, reflecting distribution and logistical costs. The ministry explained that the adjustment represents a decrease on the current shipments, driven primarily by lower acquisition prices on the international market. Officials also reminded the public that the controlled prices apply only to LPG imported under the 70-30 propane to butane mixture, in accordance with the Belize National Standard Specification for LPG. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Wednesday, May 6th, here on Ctv3 News and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at www.ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3belizenews. Or you can visit our YouTube channel at Ctv3 News BZ. From all of us here at Ctv3, thank you for watching and listening, and have a splendid night.